Sign up to the SBR Network and use your free daily bet points to earn real-world prizes. Click on the page and start winning now. Hi, welcome to SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are going to be doing individual game previews for the Sweet 16 of the 2014 NCAA tournament, and our first guest is going to be Tony George. Tony George, thanks for being back with us.
Hey, thanks for having me back on, Peter. It's been a while.
All right, now Tony, I follow you on Facebook and Twitter, and correct me if I'm wrong, but are you freaking killing it in the tournament?
Yeah, I am. 19-5 through the conference tournaments of March Madness, and 5 top plays, what we call 2 dime plays, and all 5 of those is cash. So we're enjoying some success here early on.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I see your plays and your results on Facebook and Twitter. I'm like, is this guy for real? And you are. And then I remember one time I asked you, I was like, how the hell did you know that Baylor was going to beat Oklahoma? And you responded to me personally. And that information was why I personally picked Baylor to go deep in the tournament in my bracket. And that's why my bracket is doing relatively well so far. So thank you so much, Tony George, for that little piece of advice.
Well, I'll be out to collect my $39.99 next time I'm out in Vegas, Peter.
All right, excellent. So, Tony, just before we get into the first game, we're going to discuss Baylor, Wisconsin. Just tell us what your sites are if people want to go and find out more.
TonyGeorgeSports.com, Murderers Row of handicappers over there. Brian Leonard, Teddy Covers, Joe Gavassi, Ross Benjamin, myself. Be sure to check it out. And then our all-free content site, that's LockerRoomPicks.com. And my Yahoo radio show is archived over there each and every week as well, so check that out.
Okay, sounds good. First game we're going to discuss Baylor and Wisconsin, and Wisconsin is a 3 or 3.5 point favorite. Totals 136.5 or 137, and this is a little tough. I know you're very high on Baylor, and you were absolutely dead on with your read on Baylor over the past couple of months, but a lot of people have been high on Wisconsin. Me too. I have Wisconsin going deep. They've been covering. They've been playing well. Baylor, though, has been covering by double digits. So I'm going to assume that you like Baylor here, but it makes me nervous going against Wisconsin. What do you like here, Tony?
Yeah, I do like Baylor here. I like Baylor a lot. 12-2 straight up, 9-3-1 against the spread. Their last 14 games, they're red hot. They won 4 out of their 5 last road games. That's Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas State. They beat Creighton on the road. And then, of course, they had an overtime. Their only loss was Iowa State, and that's in Ames, which is a very tough place to win. But rebounding is a big key here. Wisconsin's not that great at rebounding. They're not that great in the paint. They like to play outside. They like to shoot the 3. And, by the way, so does Creighton, Peter. And they held Creighton 5 from 22 from the floor in the three-point range. And Baylor is a big basketball team. They play big. They're extremely athletic. They're extremely physical. They don't get winded. They push the pace. They do a lot of things well right now. And Wisconsin, you take a look at them, common opponents, Nebraska, their last 4 games. Baylor pounded Nebraska in the first round of the tournament. Nebraska beat Wisconsin in their regular season finale. And I just think Baylor here, with their zone defense and as big as they are in their reach, they're going to give Wisconsin trouble out on the perimeter. They're going to challenge them like they did Creighton. And, you mentioned that Wisconsin was playing well. They didn't play that well against Oregon. They needed to come from behind to win that game. And thank God I had them as a big double-dime play in that ball game, but we got the cover late. But I like Baylor here. I like their chances. I think they're the better team.
All right, it's hard to argue with your reasoning. And anytime you're making a pick in the Sweet 16, you're always then betting against another team that's very good and playing well and has momentum. So obviously, I guess just Wisconsin. I thought that Wisconsin, they have so many scoring options that I thought they were going to go deep. But I guess you see them as you see Baylor as being able to neutralize them in the same way that they were able to neutralize Creighton.
Yeah, for me, looking at Baylor down the road, watching that Creighton game, that was it for me. I said, man, they really came out. They didn't do it against Iowa State and accost them, on the road. They had some trouble defending, in the Big 12 this year. That both teams obviously battle-tested, tough conferences, both schools from tough conferences. But at the end of the day, the way they challenged Creighton up top and the way they played, If they do that to Wisconsin, you got them catching 3.5 points here. That's too many. I'm taking Baylor straight up. I'd even be a money line bet on them.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm just playing devil's advocate here just to get a little bit more information before I actually go in and make my bet. I think the difference between Creighton and Wisconsin, though, is Creighton has that one star who, everything revolved around McDermott. Wisconsin, it seems to me, is a lot deeper, a lot more balanced in terms of scoring, right? Do you think that makes a difference?
Rogge's another player for Creighton that's really good up top too as well. They got two big guys up there that are 6'6", 6'8", shooting threes. Obviously, I think Wisconsin's a little deeper on the perimeter game, a little bit more athletic than Creighton. But at the end of the day, I watched Baylor run through the Big 12 tournament here in Kansas City in person every game they played, and they should have took Iowa State in the title game. They didn't, but at the end of the day, I was so impressed with the way they played ball, the way they hustle, and they got some players off the bench that are good role players as well. And like him or not, Scott Drew's a damn good coach. I think he knows how to motivate a team, and they're not scared of anybody. They'll run and gun with anybody. And I've seen Wisconsin fold their wings a few times, and at the end of the day, they might be a little more athletic than Creighton, but I'm going to go with the hot hand, or I'm going to go with Baylor.
All right, we're done. I am sold. Baylor plus 3.5 it is. Tony George, thanks so much.